Let's just have a real talk, a real discussion. What is addiction? That's what I'm going to talk about. It's pretty on point issue for me here. Addiction to me can be many things. This is my first day of recovery, first hour in a lot of ways. My background, I've been through a lot. I've had a lot of friends die from different addictions. I worked in a store in Salt Lake that gave me the opportunity to see several different addicts come in and out on a daily basis. And the amazing thing was when I saw recovered addicts come in and tell their stories and how different they looked, how amazing they looked compared to what they looked like before. So I know that there's a physical aspect of that, and there's a mental aspect. Let's talk about my addictions. I don't need to be anonymous. I don't think it really helps anybody. I think this video and the series that will follow can help a lot of people. Addiction is anything that you associate a good feeling with and then return to seeking that good feeling, but only partially getting there. Substituting a substance or an action for real life. I've seen people that are addicted to adrenaline. I've seen people addicted to food. I've seen people addicted to lots of things that people think are good, but it all comes down to moderation and time and place. My biggest struggle is cigarettes. I've been addicted to cigarettes since I was probably 14 or so, maybe even younger, for a lot of different reasons. Um, None of them are really applicable to this video or this series. But I do this mostly for cigarette smokers because I've been through my battles. And, a lot of people say the battles that I've already overcome are the hardest. But I would argue, for me at least, that cigarettes are the hardest. And I know that a lot of people play down the addiction of cigarettes. And it's perfectly legal. And there aren't a whole lot of support groups out there for cigarettes or nicotine products, and it's admittedly highly addictive, and consumerism itself is addictive. So this series is also going to be about how to tone down what we consume, um, giving us the opportunity to grow in many different ways and make better choices on what we do consume and how we use it, not for other people, although it will benefit them, but for ourselves. The first thing I did is I went and got a food box. One reason I would recommend that is, first of all, if you're struggling financially, or most likely you are if you're addicted to something, even if you're not. Getting a food box can give you just start at the base. Even if you're already well on your way to being successful or already successful, start at the basics. Tone down everything. Me personally, I'm trying to sell what I have left just so I can live a very, very simple life and start from there and rebuild. In this process, like I said, the first thing I did is I went and got a food box. Now, one reason I recommend that is A, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. There are lots of food banks around the country. If you have a lot of money and you feel like it's not something for you to do, you should do it once just to see what other people struggle with, or even to get an idea of what the basics are. I think that most food boxes or food pantries provide the essentials, what you really need to get along, and even more than what you need. A lot of times you'd be surprised at how plentiful those are. But anyways, I went and got a food box, and one thing it did is it gave me an idea of, the things I've been missing out on. I haven't been eating breakfast. I haven't been eating lunch. I've been eating one meal a day. And that food box had a plethora of food that reminded me, breakfast in the morning is a pretty good thing. You start out your energy flow with what you intake: eggs, cereal, salad, oranges, fruit, vegetables, whatever your taste is for breakfast. There's probably something that'll clue you into that in the food box. Lunch. Instead of buying your lunch every day, pack a lunch. What'll that do? Well, that'll provoke you to eat a lunch, I suppose, if you aren't. But it'll also help you save resources and funds for yourself that you might otherwise spend. You can look at this as a positive thing so that you can focus on what recovering from any addiction that you have will provide. It's also going to help sustain you throughout the day. And then, dinner meals. But a food box gives you a good idea of what those essentials are. And if you're missing out on any of those basic needs because of an addiction or consumerism or anything else, the next step is, and I've been through a lot of different programs with a lot of different friends, even myself, for myself. And a lot of people suggest that you throw away whatever you're addicted to. I'm going to go a different route. I'm not going to throw away my pack of cigarettes. Fighting with others, I'm not even going to throw away the few beers that have been in my fridge for a while away. And the idea there is that, especially with those two items, they're readily available. Even drugs, pharmaceuticals, they're readily available. You can easily get a prescription, and they'll be available to you all the time. But I'm not going to get rid of them. They're going to be there, and they'll be taunting me the whole way. That's a struggle. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, that temptation is always going to be there. So fight it. Don't need to throw them away. Keep them there. And every time you look at them, remember that fight that is going on inside your mind. But I'm going to get on with my evening. Just got back from the gym. Gonna cook some dinner and restart from the base. It's a great place to be, and a simple life is a great way to live, even if you're exorbitantly wealthy. Simplicity is absolutely amazing. Much love.